Hello guys and welcome to QuipoIn. So in the last video we discussed about a very interesting topic, that is HTML graphics, and we learned about HTML Canvas and HTML SVGs in much more shorter way, or the very basic way how to create graphics in HTML Canvas and HTML SVGs. So in this video we will be discussing about HTML Canvas in more detail, and we'll be doing some basic operations, we'll be drawing some basic graphics, and we will discuss about the gradients in HTML Canvas, and then how we can import images in HTML Canvas. So without any further delay, hit that like button, subscribe to QuipoIn, and let's get started. So in the last video I already told you about the HTML Canvas, what is an HTML Canvas. So for the new users or the new viewers that are directly coming to this video, I'll just quickly recap it, and you can go and check it out, the last video, for more detailed description about the Canvas and SVGs. And those who have seen the previous video, I hope you recall each and everything. So what is HTML Canvas? HTML Canvas is nothing but it is a bitmap area that is used to draw graphics via JavaScript. And yeah, so in this video what we are going to do is I am going to draw some basic operations, as here you can see in tutorial. So we will be drawing this together and we will be learning about the HTML Canvas. So let's open our IDE. We use VS Code, and here you can see I have already written use canvas to make rectangle, circle. We will be learning about line and path and text. Then how to create gradient. There are basically two type of gradient. The first is the linear and the second is circular. We are going to discuss about the gradients, and at last of the video we will be jumping into how to get image in the canvas. So how to get image in canvas rather than graphics. And yeah, so I have written the basic HTML code for, and I have already set up my canvas. If you guys are from the previous video, if you have watched the previous video, you may know what this means, and if you are new, then I hope you check it out the previous video. But again, I'm just going to recap it really quickly. So what is this canvas document dot get element by id? It is nothing but it is getting our canvas by id, that is my canvas, and it is getting it through the JavaScript DOM. And then in the second line it is nothing but it is getting the 2D context element, so we can basically manipulate our graphics better. So now let's get into the first part, that is the rectangle. So in the previous video I already told how to draw a rectangle in the canvas. So I'll just quickly write the code to it, and I'll tell something new in the rectangle. So first of all, let's create a rectangle with again a light green color. See, so what we'll do, we'll just write ctx dot fill, and then rect, and then comes the 4 values. What were the 4 values? I hope you guys remember. That was the first is x-axis, the second is y-axis, the third value is the width, and the fourth value is the height. And you can see our rectangle has been created. And if you want to color the rectangle, it's simple. We will use ctx dot fill, and then we will be using style, and then what color we want is we want a light green. So we get a light green and we close it, and you can see we have created a basic rectangle using the fill rect and fill style. And this is how you create a rectangle in canvas. So this was the basic thing that we did in the previous video. But let's say you guys don't want a rectangle with a color, we just want the outer part, as like you can see if I just comment it out. And so it is a black color rectangle. I don't want this black color to, why this black color is coming, this is annoying. I just want the border of the canvas, border of the rectangle. So how to do that? What we are using here is dot fill rect. This function basically create a rectangle with fill attribute that fills a color to it, but we need just the outline. So for that we will be using ctx dot stroke rect. So this function will do nothing, but it will basically create a border or a perimeter of rectangle. So like say I like 100, then 150, then again 150, and then 100, and you can see a rectangle with only a border has appeared here. So this is how you create a rectangle with border. And again, if you want to change the let's say color of the border, how you do that is simple ctx dot, here again we will be using stroke and then the same style. So what this will do, this will just create like say red, so this will give red color to the border, and this is how you create a rectangle with only border. So I hope you guys are clear about it. If you guys don't know about the rectangle, how I created this rectangle, you can go and check it out in the last video. I have already told in this video, this one is the new thing, this one is what we are focusing on, that is stroke function. You can go into the tutorial and you can see that we have added here the what is fill rect. Fill rect is nothing but it draw a filled rectangle, and what is stroke rect, it is nothing but it draws a rectangular outline. And here how you use it, dot fill rect x y width and height, and stroke x y width and height, and that's what we have done here. So I hope you guys are clear about this, about the rectangle, and this is how we create a rectangle. Now let's go into other part, that is the circle. How to create a circle in canvas. So I'll just remove it, or I'll just comment it out. Now let's create a say circle. Here what we are going to do is I'm going to use a function called dot begin path. So what is this dot begin path? What this begin path do? Begin path does nothing but it simply starts a new path. Okay, for drawing a circle we need a path, so begin path simply starts a new path. And then what we are going to do is, how to create a circle is ctx dot, there is a function called arc. So this function help in creation of a circle. Begin path we use to begin a path, and then the arc function to draw a circle in the canvas. So the first two values are x-axis and the y-axis. The third value is the radius of the circle. The fourth value is the angle of the circle, what will be the angle of the circle, and the fifth value is nothing but a pi of, we have to define a pi. So math dot pi, and after that we will decide whether we want our circle to be stroked or fill. If we want it to be only the outline, so we will just simply write stroke, and you can see our circle has appeared. And if you want it to be colored, so you'll just use fill, and you can see our circle will be colored. So this is how you create a circle in canvas. So this part has also been done, I'll just comment it out. And so we have done the circle and the rectangle part of the canvas, the rectangle and the circle. Now comes the line and the path. So what is this line and the path? This line and path is nothing but how to draw a simple line or a path, let's say to the canvas, in the canvas. So how we do that, we are going to discuss that. So for that, again, we will be using something called ctx dot move to. So what are these values? So basically, what does this move to means? If we come to the tutorial, you can see here what does we will be using move to, line to for making our any path. For making a path, we will be using move to or line to. Move to basically specifies the coordinate of the pen from the where our pen will start. So if I want my pen to start from, let's say there is a graph of x-axis and y-axis, if you can imagine with me, there's a graph, and then I want it to start from say 20,30. My pen should be at 20,30, and from there I want to start the point of the line. So we will be using move to for that, and line to basically draws the line in that path. I'll just show you how it's done. So the move to first is move to, and how it is done, basically we will write x-axis and y-axis. So say 50,50. So what our pen has been set to 50,50. Then we will write ctx dot line to. We'll be using line to, and let's say I want to draw it to 200,50. okay, and then again I want my line to go ctx line to, let's say from 200 to 50, again from 200 to 200. okay, let's say this. So what I have done here, first of all, as you can see something, first of all I set my pen to 50,50, then I moved that to 200,50. so you can imagine, if there is a graph, if this is my pen set here, so it will move here. okay, let's say 200,50 is here. okay, so it will move here, it will draw something here. Then again we have got 200,200, so it will move here. okay, so let's see how it is done. I'll be using stroke, and as soon as do this, close my path. I just forgot to close the path. Close path, and it is done. okay, so yeah, so you can see what was done here. First of all, let's say this is a 50,50 point. So first of all I moved it to 200,50, then I moved it to 200,200, and then I closed the path. As soon as I close the path, these 2 points that were open first closed, and we get a triangle. okay, what we can see here, first of all I set my pen to 50,50, then I moved a line from 200 to 50 and from 200 to 200, and then close the path. So as soon as I close the path, where these 2 points are ending, so that path will be closed. So you learned about move to, line to, and close path here. okay, what this move to do, move to basically points your pen from where it should move. Then line to draws the line and the coordinates, it draws line between the coordinates. And close path basically close the 2 points by creating a line from the 2 opponents. So this is how you create a path or a line. okay, if I just have to make sure nothing else is visible, you can just okay, sorry, the stroke is, so you can see a line is created. So this is how you basically go for a line or a path in a canvas. okay, so now we come to the last part of the canvas drawing, that is how to draw a text, how to basically create a text in Canvas. So let's get into it. So for creating text, we basically need, first of all, few things. Okay, first of all, we will need a text. Okay, we'll just need a text. And the second thing that we will need is like how my text will look like, what will be the font, okay, what will be the, let's say, width or height, or the size of the font. So we need these two things. So what we need is the text, and we need a text, and we need our font. Okay, so how to create this in Canvas? Nothing, again, ctx.font. So what this will do, it will define the font of our text. Okay, it will define the fonts of our text. Let's say I am doing it for 50px. Okay, and my font will be Arial, the most basic. Okay, so I want my text to be of 50px size, and the font should be Arial. So the font part is done. Now we want the text. So how to do that? It is not very simple. ctx dot, again I told you there are two things, stroke and fill. Remember this, stroke and fill. If you want to fill your font, then you will use fill. You will use fill text. And if you want to just stroke, you will use stroke. Here I'm using fill, and again I'll be using some input in it. Okay, so first of all will be our text. So what will be the text? For example, say hi everyone. So this will be my text, and then again the coordinates. Okay, the coordinates, let's say 10, 50. Okay, so you can see we got our text here, hi everyone. Okay, hi everyone. So this is how it looks. And if you want, again I told you, if you want just strokes, so you will get strokes to hi everyone. So this is how you create text in Canvas. So I hope I'm clear. Again, I'm going to quickly revise all the things that we did in the Canvas. The first was to create a rectangle. We created a rectangle. Okay, first of all we created a filled rectangle filled with color. We simply use ctx.fillRect, and then the four values that are x-axis, y-axis, length, width and height, and then light green as a style. Then I told you how to create a rectangle with only borders. We use stroke for that. Remember this, if you want to fill your graphics, so you will use fill. If you want to, you just want the border, or you want the outlines, so we'll use stroke. Then we created a circle. So what we did was, first we begin the path of the circle, then we use ctx.arc. What this does is this draw circle, then there were values. What were these values? X-axis, y-axis, the radius, the angle of the circle, and then was the pi value. Okay, then comes the stroke part. ctx.stroke, if you want, again, just the border, and if you want let's say color, we'll use ctx.fill. Okay, so this is how we did the circle, and then we did the line or the path in Canvas. So first of all, ctx.move to, so this basically moves your pen from where you want to start your coordinates. Then ctx.line to basically draws, I'll just move. So ctx.line just draws the line between the coordinates. And then again I was drawing a triangle, so I used ctx.line to, and the ctx.close part do nothing but it closes the two open points, and you get a triangle. Okay, and then we learned about the font. So how we are going to create text. So first of all we need two things. The first is the font, and the second is the text part. So we use ctx dot stroke text. then or fill text if you want it filled with colors, so we'll use fill text. And then hi everyone will be our string will be in double inverted comma, and then from the x-axis and y-axis. And then we used the font. So we use the font ctx.font, and we defined that I want it of 50px, and then I want Arial font. Okay, so this is how you create a text in Canvas. I hope I am clear till here. I hope you guys understood and you guys are following me till now. Now I'll just remove these all things. We are done. We are done with the basic of drawing in the Canvas. Okay, so this part is done. Now we'll be using in something more useful, that is gradient. Okay, so how to create gradients in Canvas. So let's see gradients. So there are two types of gradient. The first gradient is the linear, and the second is the circular, or the you can also say it radial or circular gradient. So there are these two types of gradient in Canvas. So we are going to look into the both of gradients. So let's start with the linear part. Okay, so we'll start with the linear part. So again, we have our Canvas set up already, and I'll just start the code part. So for creating a gradient, remember we need something called, so first of all we are creating a variable grad, and then we will write something ctx dot create. We are creating linear, so linear. Okay, and then gradient. Okay, yeah. So what I have done here, I have written a function called variable. We have taken a variable called grd grade, and I have written use a function called ctx.create linear gradient. So what will this do? This will basically create a linear gradient. This is a function to create a linear gradient. Okay, and then there will be again some numbers, some values in it. So what will be those values? So for creating a gradient, you must remember from one point to another point. Okay, there are different shades, so we have to define the different shades. Okay, so we will be defining different shades in it. So there will be minimum of 4 values. So for x, y, okay, and for the another, let's say x dash and y dash. Okay, so there will be 4 values, or there will be 6 values depending on how much sections you want in your gradient. So if I want, let's say 6 sections, so I'll write x1, then let's say y1, then x2, then y2, then x3 and y3. Okay, so basically I want 3 sections, so there will be a total of 6 points. Okay, so yeah, and then after that we are going to define the colors of the gradient. Okay, so what colors will be there? So for example, say we will be using grd dot add color stop. Okay, so what does this do? This basically add a color till a certain point. So let's say I'm adding a blue color. Okay, I will be adding a blue color. I want a blue color. Everything will be clear when the image has been drawn. Okay, so for example, I added a blue color, and then I want to add a shade of, let's say, add color stop. I require a shade of red. Red will be okay. Okay, and just separate these two. Yeah, okay, and again I'll just create a triangle first. Fill style, comma 10, comma 2, comma 100. So okay, we are done. I'm going to show you. So first of all, we created a rectangle for linear gradient. I'll just shorten it. So this is a rectangle that we are going to create a gradient in it. So okay, so this is a rectangle, and I have created a function called grade that will define the how my gradient will look like. So there is of course something called dot create linear gradient. It helps in creation of linear gradient. Okay, and then what it does, it has basically minimum of 4 values. So basically you want a 2 point in it, yeah, so where you can add your colors. Okay, either you want 2 point or you want multiple points. So I have created a 3 point. Okay, so there will be like a 2 division in it, and a 3 point will be created in the canvas. So that is that value. Let's say this is x1, these are x2, y2, and these are x3 and y3 values. Okay, and then I have defined how my gradient will go on. This add color stop is nothing but it basically defined where my color till where my color will go on. So I have said that look, from 0 there will be blue, and from 1 there will be red. Okay, so my gradient has been defined here. And then what I'm going to do is ctx dot, remember that we used fill style to define the color. Okay, so we are going to again use the fill style, but instead of saying the color, I am going to enter the variable, and as soon as I enter, you can see we have the 3 parts. As I have divided it, there are 3 parts. The first is red, the second is the mixture of these two, and the third is the total real color. And here I have used add color stop to define till where what color will be. So I have said okay, from 0 it will be blue, and from 1 there will be red. Okay, so it has created a gradient, a linear gradient. You can see a linear gradient. This is an example of linear gradient. And again I'll just show you how to create a circular or a radial gradient. So that is very simple. All the things will be same, all the function will be same, just we will here from linear we will write radial, and as soon as I write radial, you can see a radial gradient appearing here. So this create radial gradient creates a radial gradient. Okay, then we have these values till how many sections we want of the colors. Then add color stop basically helps to define till the color that is blue and red. And then comes the fill style, that is basically the grad function or the grad variable will come here. As I in earlier examples we learned that fill style is used to color the rectangle, and we have created a rectangle using fill rect. So the gradient part is done. So I hope you understood. So if you just change the radial to linear, you will get a linear gradient, and if you just change the linear to radial, you will get a radial gradient. So this is how you create a gradient in Canvas. So I hope you understood these points. I hope you got all things. Now moving on, we will be moving to the last part of this video, that is how to import image in Canvas, how to work with images in Canvas. This is a quite simple task. This is very simple. As you can see, you can take any image and you just have to link that image to the canvas. So how we are going to do that? Nothing but we are going to create a variable called image, okay, and will this be new image, okay, so this will be new image. So yeah, so what will be this, what this will do, this is a function called image, and new image basically define your image in the canvas. You can give it a height or a width, and you can do variable changes in that. Okay, now we are going to get image source. Okay, so you can get a source here. Okay, you have to paste your image path here, and you will just write a simple function that is called onload function. Okay, onload function equals to function ctx dot draw image and image comma 0 comma 0. I'll just write it here, and it is done. Yep, it is done. Okay, so we don't will not go into this part. This is just a JavaScript part. This is a onload function. So this basically creates this this creates an event in the JavaScript. So you just have to remember it, that will create a onload function, and we will write this ctx draw image. Okay, and then will come the image, and then from the x-axis and y-axis value, and we have created a variable called image, and you just have to paste your source of the image here. For example, if I'll just download an image, okay, so like you can see, I have just saved the image here from the net I have downloaded. I'll just go, I'll just copy its relative path. I'll just go here, and what I'll do is simply I'll paste, and as soon as I paste, you can see I have got my image here. Okay, I could just copy the relative path. This is the x-axis, and again I'm saying this is the y-axis of the image. This is basically an event. You have to just remember this image dot onload equals to function, and then inside it you have to write this ctx draw image, and this basically gives height or width to your image. Okay, so yeah, so this is how you create import a image to the canvas. So I hope you got all the things. We have discussed rectangle, circle, line path, text, then the gradient, and linear and circular, and then the image in the canvas. So for fill, to fill a color in any of your shape, you use fill. To create just the border, you use stroke. To create a circle, you first begin a path, then you use a function called seed.arc, and then you input the values there. In line, you have move to, and you have move to line to. Okay, and then you can come into this QuipoIn page, and you can find all the methods here, and it will be much more easier. We have uploaded all the functions and how to draw these images here. You can look into it, and you can get a clear reference. You can just go and check it out. These are the gradients. As I told you, it is just create gradient. Okay, we will just, if you want a linear gradient, you will write create linear gradient. If you want a radial gradient or a circular gradient, you will write create radial gradient. Then you will divide it into sections, and then you will add stop colors, and yeah, in fill style basically you will add that variable name. So this is how you create a gradient. And for the image, you create a variable of image, and then you give a path to it, and then you create an event, and there you add the draw image function. So I hope you guys got really good insight about the canvas from this video. In the next video, we are going to cover the transformation in canvas, and the upcoming videos will be covering all the animation in Canvas. Then we will be moving to SVGs, and then we will learn these things in SVGs. So I hope you guys like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe to QuipoIn and stay tuned in for more of content like this. We'll be creating such more videos. And yeah, thank you, and have a great day. Yeah, thank you.